All right. So, what Revik and Celia knows that this is not human, and she's not sure what kinds of arrows there are. It's not something she was particularly caring about in her history. Revik, however, even though he doesn't recognize the specific make, knows that this is an elven arrow. It's just an intuition that he has, that even though the feathers aren't familiar, even though the carving on the shaft isn't familiar, the shaft, the long, hard shaft.
Is it
As
like
you do,
you could
very
at least
thin.
use 2 hands to hold it?
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
It is in
or
fact long enough.
finger.
He can tell that it is from a longbow rather than a short bow or a crossbow.
I will stand up and say in Elvish, "Brothers, we're friendly. Don't shoot." Or sisters.
Totally not sexist.
Come slowly closer. You guys are still about 70 to 80 feet away.
Right. I'm gonna.
I will translate it for you. It seems
No, I
like they're
can understand Elven. It's fine.
Huh? Okay.
I can't.
Yeah. Yeah. You're supposed to be my best mate here, man. Come on, you should know. I've spoken to you in Elvish before. Come on.
No, we haven't.
I have actually. But fine.
Yeah, he has.
I will. I will suggest that. Okay. Maybe someone should stay here with the kids and Poppy Pen and the cart. And I'm looking at Celia because she nearly died in the last fight.
Or
snap.
we drive and don't get attacked by ogres in the back.
Celia's gonna grumble something about Mama Poppy Pin not wanting her near the children.
Aye, well, she's not in charge of the transport. I am.
So I'm gonna pipe up, and that's why Princess Bumblewisp is the greatest critter of all time. It doesn't matter if she rolls shitly, okay? She wins, right? Right. So, what's happening, guys?
Getting attacked.
Elves, arrows.
Oh shit!
You want to roll for that?
What? When we roll on cuteness and adorability.
So I'm gonna look to Revik and be like,
Dream team.
"You coming, wee man?
Sure, what are we doing?
That way." And
Alright, cool, let's go.
Yeah.
that way.
The voice says, "Oh, thank God you speak Elven." What brings you to this place?
We were here to deliver some kids. Mama Poppy Pin told us about something. I think that Fori here got more info about it.
Oh, fucking finally.
Is this all in Elven?
Yep.
Does Celia understand Elven? Aww.
I'm just
Good
role
job you
playing
got to-
Rizzle's face.
So is we've 19 kids we've got.
Yes.
Right. We've and I'll say this in Elvish as well.
Mhm.
We've got 19. You wouldn't say Bjorns. Kids, wee ones, and
Children.
there's ogres out there, and I'm assuming no one there. Can we bring them in?
No, of course there are no ogres in here. You are welcome to bring them in. We have been waiting for them for a couple of days now. When they didn't arrive in Demore, we got concerned and went to generously offer our aid in retrieving them. However, we had no idea where they'd gone, since all we found here were corpses and graves.
Well, this is my first time being here, so I didn't really know much. and I'll go back to the cart. Just be like, "Aye, we're going in, elves. It's all good."
You guys talk way too fancy.
All right. So you guys bring the cart over the bridge and into town. And in the center of town, it looks like there are a couple of tents. It looks like a couple are the building to the northwest. Yeah. The building to the northwest, up here, appears to have been more repaired than any of the rest. Although it looks like just the walls have kind of been shored up and a ceiling has been put on it. And the rest of them are pretty much busted up, broken down. You can actually kind of see into all of them to some degree. And they are just wrecked. This one, to the northwest, actually has a kind of a half door that's been built. And it looks like there was scaffolding around this particular building, but the scaffolding has been torn down and destroyed. And it looks like maybe the elves tried to, like, shore it up so they had a place to stay for a couple of days. And you see one elf hop down from on top of the building.
You the elf in charge here?
Yes. I am Rentier.
Aye, nice to meet you. Aye, so... Well, sorry about the delay. Understand there was an arrangement with some guy who worked here. I think his name was Kevin. And we brought the kids with us.
Yes.
And,
Carrick, you mean?
aye, good. I see elves aren't they stupid.
I have to ask, what you're gonna do with the kids?
Oh, we will bring them to Isendel and provide them with the best education that we may. Perhaps if any grow to, what's the word? To deserve the honor, or give sufficiently of themselves, in generosity, of course, then they will be allowed to make the trek to perhaps gather themselves a companion of the mobile vegetative variety. At this, you notice that he has a plant draped around his neck. And this plant has a fair number of flowering blooms that come off of it. And what's really weird about this particular plant is that they don't seem to be of a single flower. It's like different kinds of flowers, like a tulip here, a rose there. And the whole plant is very green, and what makes you take note of it right now is that it actually starts to move. It kind of ripples a little bit, even though there's no wind.
Cool,
Is
I want
Ormus
one of
in
those.
Elvish?
The description was not in Elvish because it was to the players rather than to the character.
No,
I
I
would
mean
have
like
been
the
talking
conversation between Thori and...
I would have been
Oh,
talking
yes.
in common.
Oh,
No, I would have switched to common.
the elf replies in Elven.
Okay.
And for the I was legit just trying to catch him out with the name there. Yep.
Sure.
Revik will take a close look to this strange plant creature.
I'm gonna sort of lean over to Reg and be like, "Is this why you didn't get on with the rosebush? He might have said no."
I don't think they're completely the same.
He didn't want to be your shoulder buddy.
You guys can see that Rentier is kind of looking down his nose a little bit at Revik, as he recognizes Revik as an elf. Because, Revik's not really hiding it.
I still take a close look to that leafing and I'm like,
Sure.
what is that you have around your neck?
Go ahead and roll an investigation. And while you're rolling that, he kind of is taken aback and says, "What do you mean, what is that? It is my companion."
I've never seen one of those before. Seen treants? I've seen.
What kind of
dryads.
elf are you? I apologize.
You're a rude one.
Please, allow me to generously give you the information that you lack. What information is it that you lack about elven companions?
Well, first I might explain that I'm not really from this world. And back home, we don't have those. So, everything.
What do you mean, not from this world? Where are you from?
It's a sheltered grove. Sheltered. If you, aye.
Go ahead and roll deception.
That's not a lie. It's not a lie. In fairness, it's not a lie. It's just not the whole truth.
This is true, but attempting to cover the truth, in this particular case, I'm going to say is a deception roll.
Fuck's sake.
I'll go that. I'm from the Moogladen. I
So,
won't mention it in any way, but
so he says, why... He says in Elven to Revik, why do you let a frost dwarf speak for you?
Why do you think a frost dwarf can't speak for himself in Elven, you pointy-eared prick? I will say...
I meant no offense to you, sir.
Well, maybe you should work on that. You pissed him off, you've pissed me off, you're doing well, that's 2 for 2 so far. Good job.
He kind of mentally resets himself. Perhaps I should introduce you to the gentleman who is here for the children. I am merely the head of the entourage.
please. But please inform me about the creatures first.
Of course. Every elf, once they reach a certain age, is given a companion. And those who are worthy and generous and kind, as I have been, to many, sadly not some, and for that I of course apologize, for those who are worthy, you are given the opportunity to make the journey. And once you arrive, after you have demonstrated your generosity and shown the blooms on your companion, then some are gifted with companions that move on their own. He gestures, and the kind of bush around his neck kind of stands up, and you guys can see now that it's almost like a ferret, and it crawls down his arm, and he holds it out.
I will take a close look and then, like, scratch it behind its leaf ear or something.
Okay.
Brizzle, seeing that this resembles a small creature, well, oh, can I pet it?
Oh, God.
Yes, certainly.
Oh.
He reaches way down.
Around here.
What was that called, Pamus?
He reaches down so that you can pet it.
Okay, thank you.
When you pet it, Revik, it reacts the way you would expect a natural creature to react, except it's really weird because it doesn't actually have, like, skin that you can scratch, but, like, as you put your fingers behind, like, where its leafy ear kind of is, like, you move as if you're scratching, and it reacts the way it would if it were real and you were scratching it.
What's his name?
He doesn't have a name. He's just my companion.
I'm gonna call him Steve.
All right. I am glad to learn of gnomish customs. Thank you. What clan are you from?
I don't belong to a clan.
What ships have you sailed with?
I've never been on a boat.
Ah, you must be from Brudel then.
What? You talked about Rodell, hasn't you? I look up to Tori.
He's from a sheltered grove.
Way to play that
we're
botch.
practically siblings.
All right. I'll introduce you to Hamish. He goes in through the doorway and comes back out with another elf.
So he's not from round these parts.
Oh god, no, those are terrible tokens. What the hell? All
Does it
right.
happen to exist a clan of white-haired elves in your world?
So Hamish comes out. Hello?
You know that's female armor, right? Like,
Hamish
That's-
the
Hamish's female armor?
and breasts.
yeah, I was gonna say there's definite tits there.
That's what came up for
Hi,
Bard. Shut up.
Hamish. We what we calling you the weekend?
Hamish, huh? Strange customs in this world.
All right. Hamish walks out kind of strutting a little bit. His companion does not appear to move, but it does appear to be much more fully bloomed than Rentier's. So it doesn't move, but it's got way more flowers, and it's actually got a couple of pieces of fruit hanging off of it. Like kiwis down between his back legs.
Reg will giggle.
You're just a boy then.
What do you mean?
You're a leafy pal with the plums.
As they do not reproduce, I do not believe they have gender. So, you all brought the children then?
If they don't reproduce, how do you get more of them?
I'm sorry? If they do not reproduce... Well, I'm sorry. They do not reproduce the way you or he or I might reproduce. Oh my goodness.
You look a bit twitchy there.
Is this Carpe twitching or is this Hamish twitching?
This is Carpe with something in his left eye, which is driving him nuts.
Okay. I was just checking, like, you know, this guy's walked out and he is twitching like a motherfucker. Right, what's going on here, guys? What the fuck? The kids are staying with us, alright?
We have a Rizzle, he can take care of them.
Yay! We're playing Princess Bubble Wisp and the Magical Journey forever.
Oh, goodness. I don't think that's appropriate, Knight. Jeez.
I don't think it's a.
All right, so he's definitely very officious, but he is not twitchy, like I just was.
I was gonna say he walks out. He's like, you know what? I'm not the elf.
I'm gonna run over. Is yours a ferret too?
Did you say that in common?
I did.
I translate.
A ferret? No, this is my companion. So it is not a ferret.
What's he say?
I translate. It's something about a companion that's not a ferret.
The other guys think he was a little critter.
I've not had the opportunity to go on my pilgrimage, as I have been kept busy doing important things. Unlike my guard captain,
Okay.
Modesty not going well for you, though, does it?
who should be on guard. And Rentier says, "Ah, right. Of course. Yes, sir." And scrambles up the wall and goes away.
No, Steve.
You're Hamish. That's your name, aye? Aye.
Yes.
Your buddy was a wee bit rude.
I'm very sorry. Is there anything I can do to make up for
I'm
it?
just saying. Aye, there's a bunch of kids on the cart. You can take them off our hands and just What? Where are they going?
We're bringing them to Isendel, where we will be educating them in all the ways of the elves, just as the Adventurers Guild has requested. We will be showing them every courtesy, giving them every opportunity we are able. It is said that Master Bloom will even take one into his own house.
Master Blue?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Master Patrick Bloom. He is, I suppose the closest equivalent would be nobility. He is the leader of the House of the Blooms.
Oh, so like the mothers and the father. Oh, well, maybe not.
The Maja and the Faja.
Yes, it is, in fact, a great honor and a great generosity for him to treat one of those who are less privileged from the human lands, as he would his own son or daughter. And I'm certain that the rest will be given similar treatment, although none from so prestigious a house.
Well, guess better than being sacrificed to demons.
Does
Sacrifice to demons?
I say that in common to for who is besides me.
He says sacrifice to demons in Elvish.
Yeah, you know humans.
I do. I've actually lived among them for some time now. They are unusual, and their ways are not necessarily what I would have chosen.
Aye. Coming from a guy with a bush on his shoulders, that's something.
Better bush than a demon.
Aye. Yeah.
So that rose bush though, motherfucker.
Have you all spent much time amongst the humans?
Not much, I would say. Most things concerning humans is always concerned some kind of botched demon summoning, it seems.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. There are festivities all over that involve the summoning of devils. I'm sure is what you meant. And everything seems to work out just fine. It's so only the the random odd occasion where things go wrong when problems happen, but those seem to be the exception rather than the norm.
No.
I will also say that Revik's probably translating the important parts to the rest of the non-Elvish speakers. Because reasons.
Can you just speak Elvish? Is that just a thing? You didn't speak Common or no, nothing.
Sadly, my common spoken ability, I have a terrible accent. Most people can't even understand me when I try to use it, and I'm not very good with the lingo, so to speak. Anyway, and since the two of you speak Elvish, I prefer to speak in my native tongue. If you would all prefer, I can attempt Common.
Sure.
How's your Dwarvish?
Sadly, my Dwarvish is severely lacking, which is why I was chosen to go to the human realms rather than the Dwarven realms.
Okay. How's Celia's Dwarvish and Drizzle's Dwarvish?
Non-existent. He literally knows Common and Gnomish.
Okay.
Revik
I
can
know
understand.
Common.
Revik can understand Dwarvish.
I know. Yeah, I can't have you.
Yeah, they're only the really privileged people in Avalor know other languages other than their home language.
Or highly trained. Although lots of them know Common, whether they speak it or not is a different question.
So a wee bit of an ogre problem. Where's that coming from?
Ogre problem? I don't know what you mean.
Really? Really? Don't know what the ogre problem is like. Now, I assume that's the common, right?
Yeah, that's the Common.
Right. So
And it's
everyone,
let me just confirm. That's a terrible accent, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I'm gonna give the other two that speak common a chance. They've been
Oh my
stuck
God.
outside the loop.
The fuck?
What do you mean?
wrong with her?
How many hit points do I get back?
From what?
But she said fuck.
She was probably just using it to top herself off, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You don't know of an ogre problem?
I mean, it's probably another problem all over the place, but it hasn't been that bad since we got here.
Okay.
I think it's getting worse.
I'm gonna look.
Are
I'm
you
gonna
like
look at Revit.
chewing on your tongue? Like, what are you doing?
Be nice. It's not hard. It's not easy. I know how it was for me the first time I tried to speak Common.
I'm gonna turn to Revik and in Dwarvish be like, maybe he's from a sheltered grove.
I like,
I'd really appreciate it if you'd please speak one of the languages I know.
So, from what I've managed to... Okay, so there wasn't an ogre problem before?
I mean, nowhere than anywhere else.
how many guards do you have with you?
20.
Wow,
Oh,
that's
Jesus
really-
Christ, just speak in Elvish, I'm out!
Oh, and I killed Seranus.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, keep working on your Common. You will get there sooner or later. It took me 20 years of promiscuous training.
Bruh. What?
Wait,
Yeah.
Promiscuous training?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna know that word.
He's
It's when you are in the bedroom and the husband come in and say, "You're a promiscuous bastard," and that's what my first 3 words I learned in comedy.
Rabbit.
Oh god, we're not even gonna get to the rest of the combat. What the fuck? Oh god.
So in Elven, yeah, we'll be like, it's all right. You can go back to your Elven. I think you're murdering the ears of the others. There's been a murder of the ears.
Very well.
Aye, ogres out there. You know, a wee bit hungry, trying to attack and chomp on things. Was
Well,
there
yes.
not ogre bodies here before as well, right? Like
Oh, there were, but most of them have gotten cleared out.
by
Presumably Laura and Critus.
Alex.
Alex.
Oh, I'm sorry, Alex.
I'm
Sorry,
just going back to.
I can't remember which silver-haired elf you are right now, and which one you were last time, and which one you were the time before that.
I've never been Laura on stream.
Anyway. Yes, but you've been Laura during other things. Anyway,
Ogres! Aye!
yeah,
Out there! Loads
there's
of them!
there's
Wanting
always
to eat kitties.
yes, there's always loads of ogres. We haven't noticed a specific ogre problem. We imagine that the issue here was that the guards left for some reason, and the ogres came and trashed the place looking for more children to eat. That is the best that we've been able to come up with. Isn't that right, Rentier? Uh-huh.
And which of the buildings was the most damaged?
I believe it is the one behind you, to the northeast. Although
Maybe
they
we
were
should-
they were all mostly ripped down. This one appeared to have some recent construction done, but it appears to have been interrupted. We're guessing that's when the children left. Although you would probably know more than we, would you be generous enough to gift us with information on what's been going on with the children?
I taught them Princess Bubble Wisp.
I'm just gonna look at Celia. Aye, she was here.
Did you say that in Elven or Common?
It would have been Elven, yeah. So I'm just to point it to you and be like, blah, 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 blah.
Ah!
Well, I
And he
was
turns
here
and looks
too,
at Celia.
so-
And?
What?
Did Revik point at her as well?
No, I say I was here too.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Ah. Whomever the story comes from, the gift of it would be appreciated.
Well,
Whilst they're explaining, I'm gonna go and have a look around.
yeah,
I
I'm
wanna go check
explaining
out-
about the demon and all how they botched the summoning of the succubi and stuff like that.
Oh my.
Really making Mama Poppin sound like a freaking idiot.
Did she understand any languages, by the way?
She is back with a little ways back with the kids in the cart, so she is not paying any attention at all.
Okay.
The
I
last thing
realized that the succubus was not summoned at the orphanage, right?
well, I thought so. So
None of you guys actually knows where she was summoned.
she is now.
No, I know where she was summoned.
I mean, Revik think they summoned it because they spoke about the summoning demons, and the succubi suddenly appeared here. So
And you're explaining in Elven, so Celia can't correct you.
I know, right? I
Oh,
did not tell about
goodness.
Celia murdering kids and stuff. So
Oh
Section
goodness,
that sounds
Well,
like.
thanks.
that's dreadful.
Right.
And so the town was not destroyed when the children were removed?
No, we had to come here and save them.
But then how did the town get destroyed?
I mean, the ogres have probably attacked it a bit more, and they should have repaired it by now, but...
We found a couple of old pieces of armor that looked like they'd come from people who died. But we didn't actually find any bodies here. So you're saying that the children were under the sway of a succubus? Dread, you're amazing. So they were under the sway of a succubus, and the woman who you've left with them at the moment was under the sway of the succubus, or working with her?
Probably under the sway, because he snapped out of it after we killed the succubi. Well, killed, you know what I mean.
Very well. And so they were taken to the monastery. And were not returned at the appropriate time. They've been returned finally now. Is that correct?
Well, we found out about this like 5 hours ago? 6?
Oh, so who are you all then?
Well, adventurers.
We're the League of the Loot, bitch.
The League of the Loot. Well, some of us.
Oh, I'd heard there was a tavern nearby. I should probably visit it at some point.
It's a nice place. I will buy you ale if you come.
Oh, all right. So it's a little bit late this evening. Would you all be all right with staying in the bunks with my men? My men are more than happy to generously keep watch over us while we sleep. In the event of any ogre attacks, we will be happy to take care of any problems that arise. My men are well trained.
We're still in earshot of that, right? 40 feet away?
Oh, yeah.
I've told that Rinwin, and I'll tell you, I ain't swinging that way.
I don't think they want to sleep with you.
I'm not sure I catch your meaning.
I'm no sharing a
sex
bunk
joke.
with an elf.
Oh, no, sir. And although you are surely an attractive specimen, I have no personal interest in joining you in that sense. Nor any of you, honestly. With no offense intended, of course. I'm certain that you are all very, very attractive members
This is Elven, right?
of your species.
So,
Yep.
What the fuck's he saying?
He don't want to bone you.
shit. Aye, that's about the gist yet.
You called me ugly!
Yes, he did.
I dearly hope I have not offended your small friend.
Says he's no into the wee ones.
What a racist. Oh my god.
Alright.
Fantastic. Everybody can roll a perception check.
Okay. I was going to say, we've gone and had a little scout around the place, and wow. Okay.
Damn, Revik.
Elven nice,
He
motherfucker.
sees everything.
So
That wasn't even
what?
a crit, right?
Nope.
19.
19.
What are you each looking for, Thori? What are you exploring or looking around for?
Okay, so specifically, I want to see what type of weapons cause this damage. So they're saying that ogres are always a problem, right?
Yep.
But it sounds like something else has been attacking here. And did all the damage come from outside, or did it come from inside?
It actually looks like the damage is all coming from the outside, and as best you can tell, it looks like something like a sledgehammer or a club or something, or heavy meaty fist, probably knocked these buildings over.
Right, so ogre-sized weapons, or just...
Could be, you can't quite tell. That explanation does make sense based on what you can see.
Okay.
It is also not the only explanation for what you can see, though.
Sure.
Alright. I'm going to come back to you, Revik. Celia, what are you looking around for, or noticing, or thinking about, or whatever?
I'm looking at the elven noble guy who's talking, and I'm looking at Revik, and so I guess I'm looking for what this elven guy is, and who he is, or what he does, or things about him.
Alright. Well, you are aware of elven customs regarding the plant companions, and so he looks like a moderately social status elf. Definitely not very high up, but also definitely not rabble by any stretch. It looks like he is an underling to someone who is powerful and important. And aside from that, you notice that he does his very best not to look at Rizzle with distaste, but whether it's the smell or just the fact that he's really small, he obviously doesn't particularly like Rizzle, but he is hiding it about as best as he can. Rizzle, what are you looking around for at whatever?
So he indicated that this building was the one that was, like the northeast one, correct? Like the one I've been there. Yeah, that's the one that was. Recent repairs were attempted to be made, but they've been since smashed again, right?
Actually, no. The northeast one was the one that had been demolished the most thoroughly. The northwest one was the one that repairs had been started.
Oh, okay, sorry. So I'm going to be looking around inside this building for anything potentially valuable that may have been left behind.
Okay. You find several small, simple shovels and rakes and other, like, very basic farming implements. Not the kind of thing that you'd probably make a whole lot of money on, because they look like they were either chipped from stone or, like, done by a not terribly experienced blacksmith. There's also some rope. It also doesn't look to be of very good quality. And there is a door where Thori is, or a set of stairs where Thori is, that appear to lead down into a mostly undamaged basement area.
Okay, I'd like to go check that out, but if you want to move on...
Sure. So you go down there, and I'll just describe very briefly what it is. It is a series of bunks that looks very familiar to you as basically an orphanage bedroom for a whole bunch of orphans all at once. There's beds along the walls. There's little trunks next to the beds. There's sometimes like a bed table, or there's like a big wardrobe at the front of the room where people could put all their clothes. But it's pretty simple, and most of the stuff hasn't been damaged. A couple of the things near the stairs have been destroyed, but otherwise everything else is pretty much intact.
Okay.
Revik, you notice most of the things that the rest have noticed. You also notice that Celia is slightly uncomfortable, and you also notice that... actually, I need to whisper something briefly.
Do I notice why Celia's angry with me?
If only you'd rolled a crit.
Alright.
You notice that Hamish is somewhat uncomfortable, although it could be because he was woken up late. It could be because he was... What?
No, I've just remembered like what was going on previously on a similar map to this. Sorry, carry on. Yep, it's fine.
All right. Or it could be that he just keeps being stuck with like a whole bunch of stuff that wasn't expected, like waiting here for a couple of days, hoping that the orphans or some word of them would come by. And like it's finally come by, but now like there's a whole lot of confusion about what exactly is supposed to be going on and all of that stuff. And you also catch him his eyes flicking occasionally to Celia's pack.
Do I recognize the pack?
I mean, it's Celia's pack. It's got some rope. It's got her usual adventuring gear. It's got the armor and the mace that she's planning on dealing with at some point. It's got what else does it have?
I mean, it mostly just has her money and like some basic adventuring stuff, and it now has her old armor in it because she brought it with her. But it's not a very big bag, so the armor won't fit completely in it, and the mace definitely won't fit in it, so it's like strapped to the top of it.
I would look a bit confused at this, but
Hamish turns to her and opens his mouth and then kind of shuts it and turns to you again, Revik. Would you be so kind as to ask, if you would be generous enough to appease my curiosity, why, does she carry armor and wear other armor? The armor in the pack appears to be of much better quality. Forgive me, not better quality. To be more protective.
I would translate to Celia.
I don't know. The other armor just feels better.
I've known some of my brethren to prefer the armor that comes from creatures to armor that comes from the forge.
I myself feel quite uncomfortable with forged armor.
Indeed.
He said there's 20 guys here with him. Are they quite noticeable now that we know what we're looking for?
Actually, no, they're not. You know that there's at least 2 up on the wall, Rentier and whoever else was keeping watch. But otherwise, you don't really see any other elves around the area.
And this guy just doesn't happen to be wearing like a necklace, does he?
He does not have a necklace, though he does have a gemstone ring on.
Right.
Otherwise, he is not actually wearing any armor. He's got a small wooden, looks like a wand or a rod or something, in his belt, and obviously daggers for, eating and possibly protecting himself. Definitely looks like some sort of magic user, though.
Can I go past him and look in the building behind him?
Sure. As you step into the building, he says, ready to turn in then? Shouldn't we get the children into
I'm just having
beds?
a look around. Okay, hang on. I'm just having a wee guy. Just checking it out first.
Oh, very well.
Don't mind me.
Certainly. All you'll find down there are my men. Most of them are sleeping or playing various card games.
So I will go in and have I assume this stairs going down to another like dormitory type thing.
Yep. It
How
looks
many guys are down there?
Yep, it looks pretty much the same. There's a group of 5 that are all playing cards. It looks like they're playing some archaic version of poker.
Okay.
There's a couple of ladies who are rolling dice against one of the walls. And the rest of them appear to be sitting in trance on the beds in the back of the dormitory room. On
Do they all
beds,
have
looking
leafy
fairly
things?
comfortable. I'm sorry, do they all have?
Leafy things.
Yes.
Companions.
Yes, they do.
And that is a common thing for elves in Avalor, right?
That's what it's looking like.
I'll cast Detect Magic.
Considering how far Thori has travelled,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure he would have bumped into elves before.
Probably. They
Um,
they might not have had the companions,
Right.
so it might be something that he hasn't encountered before.
I was just going to say, is it? Yeah. Can I? I was going to ask if there was a possible check I could make for that, but it's fine.
It's basically up to you, your discretion. Like, you might have seen an elf with it, and I'm guessing you probably didn't ask about it necessarily.
Okay. But there's nothing untoward in the building itself.
Nope, doesn't look like it. Inside the building, it looks like it was partially knocked down, partially rebuilt, and then partially knocked down again, and then very hastily, like, tunneled out, like, a little hallway through rubble to get to the stairs. It looks like someone here more or less knew what this area was. And in the northeast building, you were basically just climbing over rubble and found your way to a staircase.
Right. Okay. So, have I okay? So downstairs there was 15 people roughly.
Actually 17.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, no, that's fine.
Yep.
Okay, fine. Let's. We should maybe get the kids in, get them to bed, and wait.
Yeah, I'm thinking we could find a place a bit for ourselves, still in the area, but like here that is quite protectable and keep watch because
The dormitory down there is pretty untouched. I can take the kids down there and stay watch.
sounds good.
Okay.
All right. So you guys work on getting the kids settled into the other dormitory, I'm guessing? Not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did I detect magic reveal anything?
In the room with the guards, most of the guards do not appear to have any magical items. Although there is a soft transmutation, conjuration, and divination aura around each of the companions. And there are 2 that actually glow brighter than the others, and after several minutes of examination and kind of being just kind of watching, you notice that those 2 are actually ones that will move a little bit on occasion. Other than that, there doesn't appear to be anything magical down here. You can detect the very faint wisps of old conjuration magic and old transmutation magic, but it's like so old that it's faded. It might be from casting good berries a long, long time ago or something.
Oh my god, I'm perceptive.
Well, you did roll a 26.
I know, right?
Yep.
Shall we settle in for a night? I mean, what could possibly go wrong in the middle of the night?
Yeah, right?
I'm not that tired, so I can stay up for a bit, take first watch.
So, are we setting up camp in this open area, or where are we doing this thing? Like, obviously, they're all in the northwest building. We've sent the kids downstairs in this building.
We're probably gonna
Hamish
take
stations 2 of his elves atop the rubble, basically guarding the entrance to that dormitory for you guys.
Yeah, I'm setting up like camp. Well, not setting up camp, but I'm just settling in here at the doorway.
Yeah, okay.
We're
Yes.
sitting in somewhere
Sure.
here in proximity.
Sure. Inside the northeast room is pretty much all rubble, so it's not going to be very comfortable to lay down, although your bedrolls will make it easier. The center of town would actually be a lot more comfortable, and the walls aren't standing so much as leaning into the rubble for the northeast.
Walls? Like the wall on the east here, like bordering the town, or is it just open there?
It's just open there. I just didn't want to give you a whole bunch of white space to play with.
No, that's cool. So I'm gonna make a bedroll up here in this, like the nook here, like in
Okay.
the.
Yeah, there's a little porch area for this building.
Yeah, I will roll up on next to Tori, not next to, but like 10 feet away.
Okay.
Good. I've told you about that before. What about Celia?
Rizzle's down with the kids, right? Keeping watch with them, or are you staying up here and keeping watch up here?
Is anyone else down there?
Hamish is happy to send one of his elves down there.
I'll kind
I'm
of be
guessing
like,
Papa Pin is there too.
Yes, Mama Poppy Pin is down there with the kids.
is the stairs like almost like an L shape? Like you go downstairs, then there's like a landing, then more stairs going down.
Yep.
Then I will be on the landing,
All right.
so like halfway between.
Cool.
Is anyone any good at before we settle down? Is anyone any good at setting like alarm traps?
Hamish says, I can do that sort of thing.
I have some string and a bell,
That would be perfect.
or rope and
I-
a bell even.
Would like you to make sure that nothing can basically set an alarm trap so that we hear it if something comes in or goes near that dormitory.
All right, go ahead and roll your thieves' tools.
I don't think I set them up as a thing.
It's basically a dexterity check.
I'll just roll dex.
Dexterity check with proficiency, and if you have expertise with your thieves' tools, then you would add your expertise as well.
How the heck am I doing that?
Just roll dexterity and plus proficiency. Proficiency is plus 2, plus 4.
Yep.
So
You said Mama Poppy Pin is with the elves.
she's with kids.
Are the kids with the other elves?
The elves are in the other one, but it looks like it'd be a lot easier for them to get up into the center of town if anything happened, whereas the other dormitory is even a little bit better protected because of all the rubble that's kind of fallen down the stairs. It's actually going to
So
be
the
difficult
elves and
terrain
the-
to get down the stairs and to get back up.
Oh, did you
Oh,
just
the
add
elf-
thieves' tools there?
Did I add what?
Thieves' tools to my sheet?
I did. I didn't know if you
roll that
had
instead?
expertise in them.
I'm proficient with them. I'm not sure if it.
I don't think he has expertise.
If he's a rogue, I think he should. Let me look that up briefly. Classes rogue. First level, expertise. You get to pick
Oh, okay.
2 skill proficiencies, or 1 skill proficiency and thieves' tools, and your proficiency bonus is doubled for any ability check you make that uses either of those proficiencies.
Oh well.
And if you're all about the thieving, then thieves' tools might well be one that you would do that for.
Well, alright then. I guess I'm expert in thieves' tools.
Boom! Roll your thieves' tools.
Well, there you go.
There we go. That's a beautiful, beautiful alarm bell trap that you have set up. All right.
John, you've probably got a better idea of where you want the trap, so just ping that on the map of where you want it set up.
Well, the where we came in has got a gate, right?
Actually, there is nothing really blocking it. There's a little drawbridge, sort of, but it's not a drawbridge. It's just a bridge that goes over a small stream. Basically gives the town a little bit of water on one side to protect itself or to put their back up against.
That's like the obvious entrance, though. There are other entrances, like
yes,
it's
there's
basically
yeah, there's a little path leading out to the west, a little path leading out to the east, and a little path leading off to the south.
Okay, so the only way into this room, or to get down, I believe, is this door.
Well, this whole building is more rubble than building, so
Sure.
you'd actually be able to climb over pretty much any part of it. So you
With
could
the
set
exception of the stairs down.
with the exception of the stairs down.
So yeah, you kind of want to put it like there, because that is the only place where they would be bottlenecked if they were going to come and attack. Plus, it would mean that you could have a bit more protection if you slept like just slightly round the corner or at the bottom. Anyone else getting attacked is fine. So yeah, put it somewhere where like the kids are vulnerable, as far as I'm concerned. So that would be the more logical place to put an alarm trap, because that seems to be the focus of the attacks on this place.
I'll stick it at the top of the stairs in case, something attempts to sneak past me.
Yep.
Sure. All right. Hamish says, "I will go and tell my my lord, I'm trying to think of the word for it. The person who pays my bills, so to speak.
Your patron.
Yes, exactly. I must go inform my patron that the children have not only been found, but returned to us, and if it is all right with you all, we shall leave in the morning. My men should be plenty to return them to Dumur and thence to Isendel."
All right.
Excellent. He sits down, and let's see.
Who's staying up first? Yeah, but you're down fucking steps, so
I just need to sleep for 5 hours. So if
yeah, this is what I was thinking.
I have a question.
What's up?
The children and the elves are in 2 different rooms, right?
Correct.
Yep.
Okay. Where did the guy invite us to sleep, and did he do that in common?
I translate,
Yeah, he translated, and he invited you all to sleep in with his men for protection, but you guys decided to have them sleep in the other dormitory since it was also undamaged.
So, can I go sleep with the elves?
Sure.
Wow.
oh my, they are broken up.
Didn't realize that the death tonight was going to be the death of Revelia. Did ya?
Damn.
So, you're going to go sleep with the elves, but not the elf that
All of
wants
them.
to sleep with you.
L4G!
I'm not gonna sleep with the elves. I'm just gonna go
You're
to
just gonna
sleep.
choose the other elves over Revik. Well, fine.
I'm not going to sleep with the elves. I'm just going to sleep with the elves. Yeah, okay.
You
let's do
shut
that.
And
Ophelia is on a break now. Okay.
and with that,
Everybody
I'm
knows.
going to ask the four of you